Thought I'd give you a little sneak peek into a really cool mic I really love. This is a 80 RSM4. I don't know why they've kind of disappeared off the market, but these are one of my favorite mics, and I'll tell you why I like them. I like them because they're just flat. I mean, you can put them right up to the sound source. You can get them closer to, a violin, use them as drum overheads, and I don't hear a lot of too much like artifacts or weird sounds from this grill. But one thing that I will say about buying these is that they're kind of terrible. This would be considered the front side, and this is considered the back side. An interesting note, new, I think they're called Golden Age. They look just like this. But if you notice in the picture, this is the front of the 80, and the two screws are on the side right here. But on the Golden Age one, the label's here, and they give you the impression that this is the front, but technically, this is the rear. And the way I know is that this is positive and always negative on the back side. So when you get these microphones, the Golden Age, I'm assuming, unless I got a batch of wrong ones, they give you the impression that that's the front. But if you put these as overheads and you get a Golden Age of this style, I believe they're going to be out of phase. You have to change the polarity, whatever sound source you're using. Kind of a bummer, because you would just assume that you can put up the front grill with the name right on the sound source, but technically that would be reversed polarity, and that's only on the Golden Age. On these ones, the 80s, they're correct. The two screws are far apart with the figure 8, that is the front. Screw in the middle, that is the rear. So one of the things I will say, I do these mods where you can send these to me, and basically I charge artists or bands or whoever, a producer, it's $225. It's within the United States. I'll cover the shipping and the insurance back to them. If it's outside the United States, we would have to figure it out, because I know Australia could be close to 100, and same as a bunch of other countries, it's really expensive. But even then, still maybe made worth it. So I'm taking it off. Now, one of the things, I've already started this, but I decided to kind of show you, as I started to work on this, some of the shortcomings of a microphone that's not, I don't want to say made well, but just, it's kind of funky. This grill is not really, there was two little pieces of black tape that I wish I could show you them. I just threw them away. Let me see if I have them here. I've already threw them in the trash. Anyways, there's two little pieces of black tape that held it there, and they were almost like not even stuck anymore. So I can imagine if wind or a lot of uses of this, that tape would come loose and could possibly flop around in there, changing the sound. Looking at this, I'm going to take off this other bracket. And one thing that may not be noticeable to you, and hopefully this can give you a little bit of an idea. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. If you can see that foil, it's already discolored, which is really, really strange. This is high-grade aluminum that I have. This one, if you can see in the light how shiny that is a great piece of aluminum that you would use. And if you look at this microphone, kind of like faded already, and I believe that is kind of like a chemical. It's either something in the packaging, or this is not really a good grade aluminum, and it starts to fade. I believe that may be chemical or smog, or just, I'm not even sure. So I'm going to take this out. And so one of the things, when you put a high grade aluminum inside and you get a really good cut, that adds to me about 3 to 6 tops in a dB change. So a lot of times you get these, I want to say they're called fatheads. They're almost the same style as this, and they put a big transform in it. It's almost like someone just got like a Shelby Mustang and put cheap tires on it. Like, yeah, you have a great engine, but it's gonna fly off the track. It doesn't do you any good unless you have really good tires. And the ribbon, I know it's a weird analogy, but the ribbon is where you get your money, as tires too. You can win races with tires, you can win races with ribbons. So here is this ribbon. Let's see if I can get it out of there. Gotta get this part out. All right. So as you can look at this part on there. So if you can see, and it comes across, it's almost faded in the middle. It's really, really weird. And even this corrugation is not really that good. Right there is a really obvious point. So there's it really shiny, and then you can see it gets dull. That's something I see a lot on Chinese mics, and I don't know if that's because this ribbon material is something different. Like it feels really, wow. This feels almost like it can't even break it, barely break it. And I think it's like a plastic coated with some kind of, you know, I don't know, it's just really strange. So that's a good, I just broke that ribbon, I'm gonna change it anyways. But that's a really great example of really bad quality foil. Look at that, it's very dull. And, you know, I know ribbon mics are really sometimes cheap, and they're really considered, you know, like almost throwaway. But these microphones technically are super great. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clean up the magnets, clean up the inside. I'm gonna put new tape to hold this in. Also, one of the things I know you can't see on camera, but sometimes the magnets are not in, they're kind of popping out of this transducer right here. You can almost feel it, like one side is higher than the other side. This is low, and that's a little bit high. So what I'll do is I'll unglue these and reglue these till they're the same. You can't really adjust the gap too much right there. But I have seen some really vintage old mics that the gaps are different. So a lot of times when I cut ribbons, if I check the gap here and it's larger than the gap is here, I will cut the ribbon to that gap as opposed to just making it a certain dimension even and running it across, because what will happen is there'll be a huge gap over here and not a gap there. I'd rather make it as consistent as you can to put it through. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut a ribbon, and what I do usually, this little wonderful tool here can measure the gaps of the ribbon. So it looks like 531. Sometimes it's just brute strength. Yeah, 530. All right. Well, we're really close, and I'm probably going to just say 530 is the gap, or 5.30. The MXLs are usually between 510, 520, 5. They vary. I'm not sure what that is, but like I said, these were made a while ago. This cable right here, you could say it's like almost like a humbucker, and it's almost like a humbucking pickup, how they cover it with a wire. It keeps noise and it keeps the mic quieter by this cable going around the top. Now, this cable is connected to, well, these are both plastic here. So one's positive, one's negative. I'm assuming probably this is going to be the positive and this is going to be the negative. So the negative has the negative coming around to the negative cable, which goes into the body. So it goes up negative, and then the cable comes up and around and then into here. So this will be the negative. This is the positive, which is going to go in there to the transformer. And like I was saying, like, if you get a fat head, and those are really expensive, they're a few $100s, I do think it's worth sending it off to someone to put a proper ribbon inside, because I guarantee you it's going to have the same cheap ribbon inside. And like I said, it's like getting a hot rod car with terrible tires. It ain't going to stay on the track. And like I said, you're here to make really good recordings. Having the best possibilities are the best results. That being said, this microphone, you can get these between 50 and 100 bucks. If you can even find them, it's really hard for me to find these. But when you get them, wow, they're really, really good. Check them out. These are Nadies. I know I've done videos where you can see me do the whole thing, but I thought I would at least point out those factors. If you're interested and you have a Nady, or even if you get an RSM5, which has more of an egg shape, same results will be inside. I can fix those for you. You can send me an email. I'll leave it in my link here. Also, you can message me at Manny's Mic Locker on Instagram, or on Instagram, my ribbon company is called Original GravityWave Microphone Company. In short, OGMC, and you can find it on Instagram. But that's it. This is the Nady ribbon vibe, and I need to get into this to get this fixed. I have 2 being sent out for a buddy, and I'm thrilled that I can fix these and make them sound like $1 million, or I should say make them sound like $1,200. But these cost very little to get and own.